Hello, hello, and welcome to glennzb TV, the show that puts glennzb up your Periscope. I'm bringing New Zealand to the world, and the world to New Zealand. And this morning, Carter Page. Let me introduce you to Carter Page. Are you familiar with his work? He may or may not have had dealings with the Russians, or know people who had dealing with the Russians. Had a whole Russian relationship thing going on during the Trump campaign. This has caused some difficulty, some consternation. This is him here on the Janet Jackson style headset mic. What's that about? I mean, just put a lapel thing. The head, that's not cool. And also, yeah, so if you see there, this is him speaking at a Russian think tank in Moscow. That's quite... He's definitely... There are some questions. It doesn't help that they keep showing this picture of him with the headset mic on. It's not a good look, Paige. No, Carter, whatever your name is. Now, back in my day, we've had a lot of these sorts of stories with this study that's been released about the distance kids travel to get to school, because they are going past the closest school to go to a nicer school these days. Apparently this never used to happen, and they're going hundreds of thousands of kilometres further than they need to go. And certainly, back in my day, when I went to Cambridge High, I lived in Leamington. There wasn't a Leamington school, there was only a Cambridge school, and it was on the other side of Cambridge, to Leamington. So that was quite a long bike ride. It was especially long on a Friday in the middle of winter when there was a black frost. So there was fog, there was ice, and on my bike, because it was Friday, because there was orchestra practice, there was rock band practice, there was jazz band practice, guitar lessons. Friday was an exciting day at school. Had to be there early on the day of the black frost, and it meant that on my bike, I had my saxophone, and then on top of that, my actual school bag, and then on my back, a bag that Mum had sewn for me with my guitar in it. And then I was wearing a balaclava and gloves and lots of jerseys and jackets and things so I didn't freeze to death on my way to school. And you tell the kids that these days, and they won't believe you. I think I got off topic there somehow. Meanwhile, back in France, Al Jazeera, you got me again. You got me again. It's not Jonah Hill. But I look up and I see the name and I feel like it is. That's Jonah Hill in a brown jacket. That's Jonah Hill in a brown jacket. Admittedly, Jonah Hill has lost a hell of a lot of weight. I mean, he's looking great. But not that great. Get me every time, Al Jazeera. Funny, what are we going to do about myrtle? The myrtle rust that's come over here from Australia and is ruining our entire horticulture industry. It's not really. I think that there's some slightly pretty trees that might be under threat. I think that seems to be all our myrtle trees, apparently. And until this horrible Australian fungus came over here, we didn't even know that we had myrtle trees, did we? But anyway, so the Ministry for Primary Industries has confirmed that the lethal fungal plant infection myrtle rust has been found at a second site now in Kerikeri. It's close to the first infected nursery in the same Kerikeri street. They're not sure what they can do to get it under control. I have a suggestion. I think we need to go nuclear. So I'm sorry, obviously, for everybody else in Kerikeri and the surrounding area, but there's nothing else for it. I'll miss the oranges, but we can't have myrtle getting out, can we? I am glennzb. Thank you so much for having me up your Periscope. I'll see you back here again tomorrow for more.